Hi, this is a review for Warhammer 40k Kill Team for the PC. One thing annoying is that this is the same name as the tabletop game mode, Kill Team, that Games Workshop also released. When you Google Warhammer 40k Kill Team, you always get results for that instead of this, which is kind of annoying. Now, this game is based on the Dawn of War 2 engine, and they basically turned this into a twin-stick shooter that you can play with a friend, which is really cool. Now, this game came out in 2011, so graphically it's quite dated, but it still looks pretty good, partly because it's a zoomed out view and partly because of the art style that Dawn of War 2 had. You can play as both ranged and melee characters, as a Vanguard veteran or a librarian. This is nice because most twin-stick shooters only let you play as ranged characters. In terms of audio, it sounds just like Dawn of War 2. Now, when played with a friend, this game is a lot of fun. You work together and you blow up countless orcs, and you're playing as two, super strong space marines. The controls and the shooting is all great, the action is great, the combat is great, but the game does have some problems. One is the camera. Sometimes it pans in certain ways that makes it really hard for you to see things, but those moments are rare and we haven't been stuck on those sections, so it hasn't really been a problem for us. The checkpointing system in the game has some serious problems. There was one section where there was a super difficult boss, and we died countless times to that boss until we eventually beat it. But then we got killed by the shaft after the boss died. Now normally, it's perfectly fine, because there'll be a checkpoint right after the boss dies, so you don't have to do the boss fight again, and you just, fight through the shaft. But there wasn't. So the game set us all the way back to before we fought the boss, so we had to fight that boss again. And that time we died, again and again. So it involves dying countless times again to kill the boss again, to fight the shaft, but we died to the shaft again after that. So we got really frustrated, and I ended up having to download a save from the internet just so I could pass that level and then play the next one. I mean, the level itself is actually a lot of fun. It's just that the checkpointing system got us frustrated. Now, I'm not saying that section is impossible. Just imagine how frustrating that would be. You die like 20 times to a boss, only for the game to not save, and then you die right afterwards to shaft, and then you die 20 more times to the boss, and then you die to the shaft again afterwards. This could really be solved with a simple checkpoint right as the boss dies, like every other game. Now, we were able to kind of go past that by downloading a save, but if you're on a console, I'm not sure if that would be more difficult. There's no cheat codes in the game either, and there's no way to adjust difficulty levels, which is weird because in Dawn of War, you can play all the way to Primarch difficulty. This game doesn't let you do that. For replays, you can always change the loadout to make yourself stronger or weaker to kind of increase the difficulty level. Otherwise, there's no way to raise or lower the difficulty level. Another problem I have with this game is the enemy variety. Part of why Warhammer 40k is so awesome is because of the different races and different enemies varieties. And if you play Space Marines, you can kill so many different things. This game is really lacking in that. There's no blood crushers or bloodletters, even though the model's already in the game for Dawn of War 2, which is a huge missed opportunity. So you can't fight like a great and clean one either. There's no Elder enemies either, which is, again, disappointing because we could either have like a Wraith Guard or a Wraith Lord as a boss, or maybe even an Avatar, but again, we can't do that. Also, the entire game takes place on this orc ship, even though Dawn of War 2 has quite a bit more variety. Like, you have cities, you have jungles. This game only sets you on the ship. I'm not sure why it does that. I would have been fine with them just reusing assets from Dawn of War 2 just to give us a few extra levels. That's not on a ship. Another gripe I have with this game is that there's no playable female character at all. Now, this is Space Marines, so it makes sense there's no female characters. But they could have let us play as an Inquisitor or something, because the model is already in Dawn of War 2. Because if you're playing with your girlfriend or something, it would have been nice to have like a female character that she could play as if that's what she wants to play as. The game is also really short. You'll beat it in just a couple hours. This game could definitely use more levels. I mean, the levels here that exist are good, but I just wish the game was longer. Overall, I've listed quite a few problems with this game, and the game definitely isn't perfect, but when you play this game with a friend, it's a lot of fun. I mean, you get to play as Space Marines together, blowing up orcs, so I would definitely recommend this game. However, only if you have a friend to play with, because without a friend, it's not that good. I mean, it still has the Warhammer 40k license, so if you're a big fan of Warhammer, you're probably going to enjoy this game anyways. But this game is best played with a friend. But But if you're like a diehard Warhammer 40k fan, you're probably gonna like this game as well. So I definitely recommend as a co-op game. I also have a full co-op playthrough of this game on my channel. And thanks for watching.